Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Monday morning. Do you know what? It feels like Sunday, but no, it is Monday. Okay, so over the last week or so, I switched gears in the Summer Wells case to consider Jodisue Brown instead of the witness that I've been kind of, in my mind, thinking of her as, to a person of interest, because we've got to look at everybody. From day one, she's been putting out information on Facebook, saying all the right things, you know, share the Amber Alert, share the police information, don't listen to rumours on Facebook, that kind of thing. But there's a lot of worrying stuff in there as well. And I want to talk about that a little bit more today. I also want to talk about Fred Hill. Fred Hill is the neighbour who lives at 165, 167 Ben Hill Road, which is further down the Holler than the Wells. And he gave a long conversation to Ziggy, 2 conversations actually, back in January when she visited. And Jodisue really did not want Ziggy to talk to anyone from Ben Hill Road, which is a red flag. But we know Jodisue, she doesn't like out-of-staters, she doesn't like out-of-towners. She complained before Summer went missing and after Summer went missing. You know, these out-of-staters coming in, it's a big problem. She's implying that this has got something to do with Summer back in the early days. Fred Hill said some things that absolutely weren't true. But I've contemplated over the last few days as to whether we should disregard everything Fred said, or whether we should consider at least some of what he said and consider that seriously. Nobody can lie all the time, surely. Who knows in this case? But I came upon this piece of information that I've not seen anybody talk about. So I felt it was important enough for me to spend some time yesterday doing some fact checking on it, because it's interesting and it's in relation to Jodisue and Andy. So I'm going to play you a couple of minutes from Ziggy's conversation with Fred. I'll leave a link to the full live in the description box as always. The reason why I'm playing a couple of minutes of it is to give you the context of what was being discussed, so I can't be accused of clipping out of context. So here is the 2-minute conversation.
Because she says, like, if I talk to him, like, it's going to put her in danger.
There were restraining orders already in place.
She said she was...
It's already been court and everything over it. That's why she moved out had to move out from down there, because she got a restraining order, and then that was where that was his aunt's house and stuff. They put her out, you see. The third day after, like I was talking about, they stood down there for 3 days. Well, on the 4th day, all of a sudden, when he don't leave from just the road, he leaves the whole area. He goes in Knoxville and places and stays there for, what was it, when we finally seen him at Summers that night at the gas station. And he'd been gone for like 30-some days at that time.
Right after Summer went missing?
Yeah, 4th day.
Wow.
But that's what I'm saying. They stood at the road down there and listened to everything going on day and night. Didn't even go home. And then on the 4th day, he just up and disappears and leaves. And don't even come back for 30-some days.
Jodisue was trying to get me not to talk to anybody back here. She thinks, like, I haven't been harassed. You're the only person I've talked to back. Well, no, I talked to those people. They didn't.
Them people don't know nobody really.
Did they talk to Jodisue? Because she claims she's been on the phone crying with them because she's so upset about all these people coming back here. Like, she said everybody back here is really, you know, tired of being, well, I'm not messing with anybody. I think she means that group, but she acted really upset. She was trying to make me feel bad because I told her, fine, I won't talk to Andy if it puts you in danger. You know what I mean?
Put her in danger. I mean, he ain't supposed to be around her.
Ziggy is talking about that Jodisue didn't want her to talk to anybody, and Fred says he doesn't understand why. You know, Jodisue says she's in mortal danger of Andy, and I'm not disputing that there's been DV in that relationship. But Fred is doubting that Jodisue is in danger by talking to him, or presumably anyone else. It's this regarding Andy that I'm interested in. And this is the bit that I've fact checked. So I'll play that bit again for you, and I've slowed it down, I've changed the pitch. I'm going to play it a few times because I can't hear what he says. And putting the clip on YouTube and letting closed captions try to help me didn't work. Closed captions don't like Fred at all. I sent this clip to my members, my channel members, and I asked them to give me an idea of what Fred said, because I can't make it out. I can make out about 99% of what Fred said, but this, unfortunately, I could not. So I'm going to play you the relevant clip, and I'm going to play it a few times, and let me know what you hear.
The third day after, like I was talking about, they stood down there for 3 days. Well, on the fourth day, all of a sudden, when he don't leave from just the road, he leaves the whole area, goes and locks one places. He leaves the whole area, goes and locks one places. He leaves the whole area, goes and locks one places. He leaves the whole area, goes and locks one places.
So I think most of my channel members who commented on this said Knoxville. Somebody said Rockport. Somebody said Rockvale. It does sound like he says rock something. And there's various places within the area and just out of state that begin with rock. He says that Jodisue and Andy sat down on the driveway, you know, on the road for 3 days, 3 to 4 days. And then on the fourth day, which would have been the 19th of June, he didn't just leave the road, he left the whole area. Sounds very incriminating. Now, he might have left the area because he had an argument with Jodisue, but they were still together at that time. At least they were appearing on Facebook together at that time, and I can prove this. Now, I've taken this clip from Squaltit's 7.5 hour compilation of Jodisue. Some of these clips that Squaltit put together are still on Jodisue's Facebook. So, taking this clip from Jodisue's Facebook shows that it was actually from the 27th of June. And Andy is in this clip. This is Andy. That's just 12 days after Summer disappeared, 15th to the 27th. So Fred is wrong. If Fred said Andy left the area on the 19th, well, he wasn't gone 30 some days because he was there with Jodisue on the 27th. We've got to be fair and we've got to fact check everything. Just because I'm looking at Jodisue as a person of interest now doesn't mean to say that I'm going to go hell-bent and incriminate her without doing a thorough fact check. Because when I heard that from Fred, I thought, oh my God, Andy left on the 19th. Did he take Summer with him? And he was gone for 30 some days. What? Why have we never heard this before? Is Fred mistaken on how long Andy went? Maybe. You know, presumably, although it's his cousin, he's not his cousin's keeper. So maybe he knew he'd gone for some days. Maybe he went, came back and went again. Who knows? But all I'm saying is this is interesting. I think the red flag here, though, is that Jodisue doesn't want anybody, any YouTuber, to talk to anyone on Ben Hill Road. That's concerning. But let's fact check every single thing. So, did Andy leave? We know Don did. We know Don has numerous times. And that's been talked about a lot. You know, Don went to Knoxville. Did he go to Kentucky? There's you know, conversation to be had there. Did Don go to Knoxville at the same time that Andy went? You know, you remember that time when Don said he went to Knoxville, bought $2,000 worth of crack and gave it away free to prove to the feds that he didn't need to sell his daughter for drugs, because he said that the TBI were thinking that he sold Summer for drugs. Well, it begs the question, did Don go with Andy? Jodisue herself says that Andy was there just the night before Summer disappeared, there at the Wells property. I questioned that yesterday. What was he doing there? So there's all these questions, loads of them. And the more you dig, the more questions there are. But we can fact check some things if we do our due diligence. And that's what I always try to do in my videos. I always try to do my due diligence. So in this regard, Fred's wrong. He's either lying or he's just got the time scale wrong, because we know everybody in this case is bad with time. The other thing I want to talk about is really interesting, and this really hammers it home that we've got to look at this old stuff again and again and again and again, because I miss this. I completely miss this. And I don't know how many times I've watched these videos from Jodisue. How did I miss this? But Scott H caught it. Listen to this. This is from Scott H's live yesterday. I'll leave a link to it in the description box.
Heard screaming. We are the ones that called the police that day.
What? What did you just say, Jodisue Brown? Let's listen to that again.
Heard the screaming. We are the ones that called the police that day.
Okay, really?
Well, she heard the scream and she was the one who called the police. What? She says she called the police? So she's trying to say that it wasn't Don and Candice that called the police. It was her. Well, is that a blatant lie? Because we hear from the TBI that a family member reported her missing. Jodisue isn't Summer's family, is she?
A family member reported her missing to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office at approximately 6:30 Tuesday evening.
We hear the parents call the police from the dispatch call.
Being around from 110, 110 Ben Hill Road off of Beach Creek should be the first residence on your right. Reference to a missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in and advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home, now they can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
Are the TBI lying? I don't think so. I don't think so. But if you did call the police, Jodisue, what time did you call them? You know, you've got all your texts and all your calls that, you know exactly when these texts came in. You know, 4:52, 6:09. Well, look on your phone. What time did you call the police to report Summer missing? If you did, let's see proof of it. Post a screenshot of you calling. Look at your call history. It beggars belief. It beggars belief she said that. And it beggars belief I missed it. But well done, Scott H. So she's lying. They're all lying. Every one of them in this case has lied or has been, whether it's intentional or not, misinforming the public, people who are listening to what they're saying. I'm not surprised law enforcement are frustrated and are no further forward. As Detective John Pruitt said,
we have gone through reams and reams of data. We've collected statements. We've chased down every credible lead that has been given to us. And we are still not much further along than when we started. Surveillance videos, GPS locations, cell phone tracking, cell phone data, electronic data, anything that we could think of to get our hands on.
There's all these people that are being interviewed. What to believe? Unbelievable. And this Fields Road. We know that the Barnards, Andy's family, own 4.5 acres of land and a property on Fields Road. I played this clip the other day in a video, but I think a lot of people missed it. I'll play it again. It's really interesting.
And you won't believe this. While we're searching for Summer, we go down to the other property. Well, actually, not before, when the weirdo was on our property that bought that piece in the yard that's the crust of the bank, and then was arguing against his own survey that he bought a crust of a bank and a vertical cliff, but nobody provided him with that survey. he was sitting on our property, he cut through our lines and stuff, whatever. And he parked himself right in the middle of the first 2 no trespassing signs. And it had already been told, not, you know, to move, whatever. Anyway, the cops removed him at night. So we were so worried about this guy and how he came off that we went looking that night all the way into Bayless and then every holler in Beach Creek, making sure he wasn't parked in there. And look, this guy hit me so weird. I was like, you know, So, there's extra there I'll get to in a few months. But anyway, so we go looking at our other properties, right, Evelyn? And get down there, and the guy who purchased yours has now got a gate up over the county road. Not just back where your all's gate is, but over the fucking county road. And as I guess decided he's just going to try to block it off till he can do it long enough to get adverse possession. So I guess we're 2 properties in. But either way, this guy's put up a damn gate across the county road and locked us out of our driveway that connects with your house. So I don't know what we're going to do about that, but it's going to be a couple weeks down the road before we figure that out with this other property situation. This guy's getting ready to start fighting us over like an idiot and lose. So anyway, just thought you'd enjoy that hilarity. It didn't matter. We climbed his fences and went over and got to our stuff anyway and searched for Summer and did what we needed to do so he can bite me. And I hope he enjoys that on camera.
It's interesting because Fields Road is where the searchers went in their 2-day targeted search back in February. Huh. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day for today. Unbelievable. So it's goodbye from Miss Cassie Springer over there and Miss Tillington.